Hello YouTube, Jumpy23 here with a 4-mission special. So, crossing the battlefield is the first one, and it's the first Seas map in a while, so we're going to get to see what makes Luigi so special. I reassigned his skill points so that he gets 2 team jumps and has extra movement when landing from a team jump. You've seen team jump chaining before, but I promise you, you've never seen it like this. You'll see it like this a lot in the future though. So first, Luigi jumps ahead, and then he moves backward into Rabbid Mario's range. Then Rabbid Mario jumps ahead to the front of Luigi's new range. Finally, Luigi can jump again and reach the goal. It's not quite as tight as it looks because I was being a bit sloppy, but I did need level 4 for this because without the extra movement, Luigi would fall just short. Next up is Goomba Hunt, the other 3 random encounters mission of Beacon Beach. Doing this now will get me to level 5, which I thought would maybe save a turn later. It doesn't, but whatever. I wasn't going to bother re-recording because it doesn't actually affect anything. This I think is the first time that you've seen me handle Goombas the proper way, because they always come in lines of 3, and you're generally meant to dash through all 3 at once. But unlike armor Goombas, you can just shoot them, which is what I did in an earlier video. Items dropped by random encounters, like this cooldown clock, do truly seem to be random, but the economy is fake, so it's not like I need to rig them. They're just kind of nice to get when I do. Funnily enough, Goomba Hunt is kind of the opposite of the Bob-omb Hunt from the last video. All random Goomba encounters give the same 20 XP, but they're vastly different in strength. The one near the rabbit who gives the quest is really easy and gives me maps that look like this. I'm using that same enter a door trick to farm this one Goomba 3 times to complete the quest.
I feel stronger.
There's really nothing to say until the next map, so I'll just let you be alone with your thoughts for the next 20 seconds while I kill these. Alright, here's the story mission, Temple Rescue. This is another Seas map, so you bet you're going to keep seeing Luigi. However, it's too long to one turn and Luigi is frail. Enter the other hero of Seas maps, Peach. Combining Luigi's movement with Peach's team barrier lets me trivialize a truly insane number of Seas maps. The setup of this map is that pressing the green switches brings up more land to walk on. Fortunately, you don't really have to go out of your way to hit them for the most part. There's also 4 switches, but you only need to hit 3 because 2 of them bring up land that's side by side instead of like moving toward the goal. The second switch is the only one that I really have to go out of my way for. It does clip my movement some, but I wouldn't have one turn to this map regardless, so it's fine. Because Peach only shields us from 2 attacks, I do have to pay some attention to surviving enemy phase, which is why I'm bothering to use Supercharge and to kill enemies. I free up this cover for Peach to hide behind because she's going to take a lot of attacks from the back. And then she blasts these other stooges and manages to kill one with a crit, which is super nice. Wouldn't have made the difference between life and death, but... This new enemy is the Scoper. It has better stats all around than the Stooge and behaves basically the same, but it fires 2 shots. That fact is annoying for its ability to chew through team barrier charges and partial cover. But with Peach taking the hits from the back and Luigi taking the hits from the front, we're able to get out of this enemy phase with relatively little damage. Using one more triple team jump maneuver, I finish Temple Rescue in 2 turns, and get sent straight into the next map, driven to the edge with no reward screen. This is a kill boss map, with the boss being a giant Wild Claw. It's time to swap out Peach for our best damage, which for this fight is actually Mario, not Rabid Mario. I reassign basically all of my team's skill points to damage. Mario's jump shot is pretty great. It boosts his damage and also lets him move after attacking. Luigi's damage skills are less impactful, but they're still nice to have. We also gain a new unit here, Edge. She's going to start off pretty weak, but by mid-game, when we have more skill points, she becomes another high-tier unit. Her claim to fame is that her damage comes mostly through dashes, which don't cost action points, so her action points are pretty free for using spark skills like Turbocharge. This boss is a giant enemy, so it's immune to dashes, which sounds pretty bad for her, but as a trade-off, her weapon gets extra hits on him. The first thing that I do is bring everyone together for a big Scuttlebug Jamboree so I can use Turbocharge. At one point I thought maybe I could one-turn this map if I could reach level 5, but I did fall just short. I still think I could have if I could assign Turbocharge to Edge, freeing up an action point for Mario, but she's locked into using Fortify for this map, which is worthless. What's special about Wild Claws is that they charge at you after you attack them with your ZL or ZR attacks. If they reach you, they'll attack, and they hit hard, but this lets you set up really easy Steely Stare and Hero Sight hits on them like I do here. Luigi does 900 damage in one action. Mario comes in with a more modest jump shot for less than 300, showing just how insane Luigi's damage really is.
Take that! One day.
I wasn't sure whether I'd need this POW, and in hindsight I really wouldn't, but whatever. It at least lets you see this fun minor detail, which is that Wild Claws don't charge after being hit by POWs, or really anything except for your ZL and ZR attacks. Beepo is telling me here, this is what a breakable reinforcement portal looks like. They're black swirls instead of purple blobby things. If you lay enough damage into them, they'll shatter, but of course, I don't care about that because the boss is already almost dead. Like I did with Steely Stare, I can set up a free Hero Sight on the Wild Claw this turn by attacking him. I think for a bit and then cancel the attack because the damage seems too low, and I think Luigi is in the middle tier of damage instead of the top tier. But then I decide that I must be tripping and I just go for it. Mario lays 2 shots into the Wild Claw with his double barrels, but fortunately the Wild Claw still only moves once and not twice. So I jump shot, I run away before I jump shot, which actually doesn't matter because the Wild Claw can't counter it. They still move, but they won't attack. So there was no real need to retreat, but I guess old habits die hard. Edge finishes off the Wild Claw, and this is the map I mentioned where the deployment limit gets permanently raised to 3. So, hooray for that. I get a Dark Mess Energy Crystal, which is just a story item. And everyone hits level 6. See you next time with more side questing. Thanks for watching.